team. They're really tough. They've got a lot of good shooting guards that they can just cycle on through. They're always going to have someone fresh. But even them in the paint, they're one of the best teams in the paint. They're outscoring opponents by 9.9 points. They're 8-1 when they score 30 or more points inside. So Purdue can just attack you wherever. It's going to be a really tough challenge for Northwestern. Obviously, they're going to have to see some people step up defensively.
And bringing Ava Learn onto the floor leaves another one of those shooting options, Jayla Smith, available to come off the bench. Janae Terry, still the only player on this Purdue Boilermaker team to start every single game. The referee gets us underway. Opening tip won by Paige Mott. Mott at the top of the key. Around for Rainey. Finds Walsh in the paint. Kicked out for McWilliams. We've seen her drive. She puts one up. Can't go. Rebound by Madison Layden.
Yeah, good try there by Northwestern. Just got to put those in, though, if you're going to, really compete with a team like Purdue.
Janae Terry, the play caller for this team. There you see Ava Learn on the ball. Swings it around to Terry. Shot clock at 10. Screen set by Harper. Harper gets it, kicks it out to Layden for three. No good. McWilliams gets the rebound, and here are the Cats transitioning quickly. Rainey gets it back from McWilliams. Walsh out on the perimeter. Kicked out to Sydney Wood, moves into the post.
And get her as many shots as possible.
Walsh tying a career-high 9 shots made from the floor on Wednesday against Iowa. 22 points, just 2 shy of her career best of 24. And one of the key factors that Coach Joe McEwen told us about before this game, someone that will need to step up. Here's Ellis, wide for Layden once more. And Layden gets the first basket of the game, 3 points for the Boilermakers.
Yeah, Madison Layden, just such a good shooter. All Big Ten honorable mention last year. And there she is with the steal.
Speaking of Layden, gets a steal to go with her 3. Ellis will try one. Rebound brought down by Wood. Sydney Wood leading this Wildcats team just over 32 minutes a game as she cuts around, finds Paige Mott. Floater falls, Wildcats on the board.
That's a great job by Paige Mott, creating space there.
And there is this fast break that Coach Joe McEwen talked about. No one in the low post for the Wildcats to defend that easy layup from Abbey Ellis.
And this game is just being played such a fast pace right now, and that only favors Purdue.
Ellis fakes, cuts into the paint. Purdue swinging the ball around, really trying to make this Northwestern team move. Pass intended for Ellis, tipped away by Sydney Wood. Opponents on the fast break 13 times this season. As that pass is kicked out to Learn. She can't get the ball to go through the basket. And a rebound for Kaylee Walsh. McWilliams, guarded by Terry, finds Walsh at the top of the line. And Walsh goes to ground. Jump ball, possession arrow currently favoring the Wildcats.
Has so much talent that's always going to be moving in and out.
Talked to a member of Purdue's coaching staff before this one as Abbey Ellis goes for 3. Too hard, hits the back of the rim. And they said there's no animosity between Petrie and Harden having to come off the bench as Walsh tries one herself. Rebound brought down by Terry. Everyone has bought into Coach Katie Gerald's philosophy. One of fun, trying to bring this Purdue back to its glory days, is the only Big Ten program to win a national championship. Ellis, another 3. This one goes. Abbey Ellis has 5.
Yeah, Purdue's just getting a lot of wide open looks right now, and Northwestern, they just got to tighten up their defense, and Purdue, Abbey Ellis, she's finding her space, and she's such a good shooter. She's going to nail those down most of the time.
Walsh shrugs off Learn as Harper gives Mott space to shoot. Kicked out to Rainey for 3. Good. Kayla Rainey gets her first points of this one.
And Northwestern's getting open 3s. Kaylee Walsh had one at the top of the key before, so they just got to keep getting those looks to stay at pace with Purdue.
Abbey Ellis in the far corner. Top of the key for Harper. Layden finds Terry in. Another wide open look for Abbey Ellis. This one looks a bit short. It is. Rebound by Sydney Wood.
Yeah, a little too deep there for Ellis.
Brown charges in, forced to kick back for Walsh. Walsh and Learn going all at it. And Ava Learn has had a problem with fouls her entire career last year. Just over halfway to go in this first quarter. Wood drives in. She gets the finger roll. And cuts Purdue's lead to 1. Here's Harden. One of those players we mentioned. Started the first 15 games for Coach Gerald's. Gives Janae Terry a break. She feeds into Harper. Kicked out for Layden. Around the horn, here's Learn. And a nasty block from Kaylee Walsh. Kaylee Walsh has made a name for herself in blocks this season. Gets her first one of the game. Purdue. Harden for 3. Rebound tipped away by Learn and brought down in the end by Wood.
And here comes that fast pace.
Turnover on Kayla Rainey. Double dribble. Her second of the game. Currently leading the Wildcats with the most turnovers per game. Just under 3, and already has 2 this afternoon. Ellis at the high post for Harden. Layden kicks to Ellis in the corner. Harden gets the move on, can't finish. Northwestern will go the other way, trying to get a quick basket. Sydney Wood all the way across for Jill Brown. Kayla Rainey calls a play. Sydney Wood at the top of the key. Back for Brown, looking for that 3. In and out from Jill Brown.
Northwestern's getting a lot of good looks right now. I mean, they got to keep this up because Purdue right now not finishing, like you said, Matt.
Purdue shooting just 27% from the floor today. Have missed their last 4 shots. Here's Harper trying to get it done against Walsh, but there's that great defense we've seen from her in the paint all season long. They needed someone to replicate what Veronica Burton brings to the table, and they found that in Walsh. Great recovery from Walsh, gets it to Sydney Wood.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Harden, third turnover in the last 2 minutes of play. Just under a minute to go. Janae Terry trying to get things going for Purdue. She finds Harden. Harden turns the ball over to Haley Weaver. Has Jill Brown. Courtney Shaw under the basket. Big block from Jayla Smith. Neither team really able to play clean basketball at the moment. Really is back and forth. Boilermakers go. Wildcats go. Neither team able to extend their lead past 1. Screen from Walton. Trying to make space for Terry. Her jumper is good. And Purdue able to squeeze out a 3-point lead as the Wildcats will hold for the last shot of the quarter.
Yeah, Janae Terry, we talked about her in the open. Just such a dynamic player, shooting 45% from the field. She's just been so important for the Purdue success.
Cassidy Harding gets all up in Paige Mott's face, but in the end, it's Caroline Lau who draws the foul. No Kaylee Walsh, so it's Jill Brown. And a foul called on Jayla Smith as Brown tried to turn her around to the left side. 1.5 seconds on the clock, slowly bleeding out, and there is Kaylee Walsh checking in. As we said, that one player that Joe McEwen wants to get the ball, she's back on the floor.
Yeah, so I think we all know who the ball is going to here, Kaylee Walsh. They'll see if they can get her open, or at least open enough to get a shot.
Walsh double teamed. They know what's going on. Caroline Lau guarded by Smith, sets one up off the rim.
This Purdue team, very strong shooting-wise, though, so we'll see if that changes this quarter.
Small lineup on for the Wildcats. As a turnover by Kaylee Walsh. will send the ball the other way. And for the Boilermakers, Ricky Walton stays on the floor, as does Cassidy Harden and Abbey Ellis.
Cassidy Harden struggled today, turned the ball over twice. She'll be looking to be a bit more involved this quarter.
That basket put down by Jayla Smith. Ball clips the top. And here's Northwestern. Has an opportunity on the transition. Once again, Caroline Lau trying to slow things down. Wood. Screen from Mott. Opens up some space. Wood finds Mott back in. Mott's layup just clangs off the side of the rim.
Yeah, good play there by Northwestern. I mean, they got a good look for Mott and ultimately just couldn't capitalize.
Jayla Smith, Kaylee Walsh giving her quite a bit of space. Kaylee Walsh can't really complain when you give Jayla Smith 5 feet of space to get an open look. And there's a turnover from Caroline Lau. Jayla Smith has 6 points in a matter of 30 seconds as Coach Joe McEwen decides to take a timeout.
Yeah,
Wildcats get us going as we return from that timeout. Caroline Lau at the perimeter finds Walsh inside. Walsh gets sat down by Ricky Walton. Now the Boilermakers will go 5 versus 4 the other way. Jayla Smith in the corner. Gets Jill Brown moving. Finds Janae Terry. Ball goes through Ricky Walton's legs. Caroline Lau, we've seen her do it twice. This time she decides to go. And another turnover from Caroline Lau, and who else but Jayla Smith to pick up her mess. Jayla Smith with another bucket. Can't get it to fall. Rebound from Jillian Brown.
Good rebound there from Jillian Brown. Cassidy Harden, though, with the steal.
Harden with the steal, looking for Jayla Smith. A smile from number 3. Can't do much about it when the ball just kind of rolls off your arms.
We'll see if it slows down eventually. I don't know if I'd expect that, though.
Laisha Petrie kicks the ball. Forgot what sport she was playing there for a minute. Played her first 3 seasons at Bradley. 2-time All-Missouri Valley Conference first teamer. And Kaylee Walsh with another turnover. She walks once again. And the ball will go right back to Purdue.
Yeah, it's her 4th turnover. Might be in a lot of trouble soon.
Joe McEwen decides to give her a break. Brings on Courtney Shaw to replace her. Mott comes out to Petrie. Harden swung around the horn for Ellis. Terry trying to find some space against Sydney Wood, but great defense. Finds Harden out wide. And Cassidy Harden gets her first 3.
Yeah, Northwestern, they did do a good job that possession of tightening up their defense, but still, Cassidy Harden just gets open. That's been the problem. Purdue always just seems to have someone open at that 3-point line.
Purdue using what really could be defined as a full court press for the first time in this one. Trying to get the Wildcats to add to their 14 turnovers. As this ball finds Kayla Rainey. Rainey gets one to go.
Yeah, that's sometimes the problem. You play a full court press and people are going to lag back, and you know, Kayla Rainey there just got wide open.
Laisha Petrie tries one of her own. Offensive rebound by Terry. Courtney Shaw intercepts the pass for Ricky Walton.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Coach McEwen is riled up as a habanero. Doesn't know how that ball didn't end up with his team. Purdue won't mind as they find Abbey Ellis, and in turn Laisha Petrie behind the arc. Kicked out for Ellis in the corner. Her pass for Ava Learn, and rejected by Sydney Wood, but the rebound gets kicked out to Laisha Petrie. She can't finish.
Yeah, good block by Sydney Wood. Northwestern actually first in the Big Ten in blocks per game. So in the paint, they do have a strong presence.
Purdue currently doubling up the Wildcats in points. Northwestern hasn't made a shot in the last 3 minutes. 15 turnovers hasn't helped, but Sydney Wood pulls some magic out of her hat and gets 2 points. And a turnover, Caroline Lau shoots. The tray doesn't fall.
Yeah, good job by Northwestern there, picking up the pace. Kayla Rainey stays behind the half court, and she got the steal there. Unfortunately, couldn't convert.
And a foul called on Courtney Shaw. First player in the nation to reach 100 rebounds and 100 assists. As she gets one of those assists, finding Caitlin Harper under the basket.
Yeah, Caitlin Harper, 5 games in a row, scoring 10-plus points. Such a strong offensive presence for this Purdue team.
Everyone that has been on the floor tonight for the Boilermakers has scored. 9 different players with points. As Jill Brown goes up and under, fouled by Madison Layden.
She's really going to be looking to build upon that in this second half of the season.
Jill Brown gets her first. Division I basketball runs in the family. Over at the Brown household, her sister Olivia leading St. Bonaventure in the A10 conference with 12 points per game. As Jill Brown knocks down both of her free throws. Under 3 minutes to go in this first half. Turnovers, fast break points, the name of the game. As Purdue works it around to find Harper inside. Pass intended for Terry is turned over to Jill Brown.
Yeah, good pressure there from Northwestern. Really good job.
Walsh for 3, she gets it. Kaylee Walsh gets her first three-pointer of this one.
Yeah, Kaylee Walsh, her first basket of the game, coming late in the second quarter. I think if you told Coach McEwen earlier that that would be the case, probably would not have been too happy, but there you go. Kaylee Walsh knocks down the 3.
Northwestern cutting the lead to 9 as Laisha Petrie goes a crossover between the legs, cut out for Layden. Just under the post for Harper. Big defense from Kaylee Walsh inside to deny Purdue a bucket.
Yeah, Kaylee Walsh, such a presence for Northwestern in the paint, currently 5th in the Big Ten in blocks per game.
Walsh tries another one. Oh my, Kaylee Walsh, what are you seeing? Kaylee Walsh has found something. She likes her matchups. Back-to-back trays.
This Purdue offense.
Both teams emphasized how important the battle of the boards would be today. Whichever team could get the most rebounds would have the best opportunity at controlling Purdue. 2-9 when their opponent out-rebounds them. Northwestern currently leading in that category 13-12 as Laisha Petrie tries a jumper from the near side. And a foul called on Purdue.
And that's something that, like you said, the rebounding. Purdue's one of the worst, they are the worst offensive rebounding team in the Big Ten. So that is a spot where Northwestern absolutely has to excel today. They absolutely cannot allow a team with as many strong shooters as Purdue those second chances.
You can't say Purdue doesn't have size. Madison Layden, 6'1". Caitlin Harper, 6'2". Ricky Woltman, when she's on the floor, 6'4". They outsize the Wildcats. But the Wildcats playing bigger in the paint. Jill Brown finds Kayla Rainey. She'll go for one. Yes, ma'am, Kayla Rainey. Wildcats lead. The Purdue lead has been cut down to 3.
Yeah, Northwestern, they've figured out how to play this fast tempo game, getting a lot more looks now.
Euro step for Janae Terry. Janae Terry tries to line drive her first free throw. Does a little swirl, comes out of the basket. Janae Terry starting her 17th game of the season, her 49th in a row for Purdue. Will have an opportunity to make it number 50 against Nebraska as Janae Terry can't get the free throw to fall, and Abbey Ellis has some hustle but can't bring the ball under control. Wildcats have made all 3 of their last baskets, and Purdue hasn't scored in the last 2 minutes. What a turnaround this has been at the end of the second quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is as strong as Northwestern has played offensively in a really long time. So this is absolutely something that Coach McEwen is excited to see.
Kaylee Walsh and Ava Learn have been going at it all game, as this one is kicked out in the corner from Kayla Rainey. And another turnover from Kayla Rainey, her 4th.
Yeah, Kayla Rainey just stepped out of bounds there, but final minute here in the second quarter. Northwestern, we'll see. Maybe they can get this one tied even, but Purdue just in a total slump offensively right now. Definitely out of character for them.
Purdue needs a basket. The coaching staff said that they take it one game at a time. They have a tough match coming up against Illinois in just over a week's time. Their communication just hasn't been there in these last 5 or so minutes. As Jayla Smith hands the ball off to Janae Terry. Madison Layden out for Ellis. Ellis behind the back. Finds Layden for 3. Madison Layden can't get it, but there's an offensive rebound. Purdue doing the unthinkable.
Yeah, Janae Terry, we talked about her, such a good rebounder, got that one over Kaylee Walsh, pretty impressive.
Purdue will hold for the last shot, 5 seconds till the end of this one as she goes up. And an offensive foul called on Janae Terry. Northwestern will have 2.3 seconds to tie up this match.
Yeah, great defense from Caroline Lau. She just stayed in the face of Janae Terry, didn't foul, and ultimately draws the foul. We'll see if Northwestern can hit some buzzer beater here and tie this one up.
They don't have much time. Kayla Rainey will let it go as far as she can. She slips, cutting off any hope of Northwestern. Trying to inspire some life and keep this comeback going. Lau, top of the key for Jill Brown. In for Rainey. Wood has a jumper. Falls out. Goes to ground. Jump ball.
Yeah, Purdue comes out there in what looks like a 2-3 zone, works pretty well. Keeps Northwestern in a bit of a struggle, so they'll see how they adapt to this one.
Janae Terry to get the Boilermakers going. She only had 2 points in the first half. And a steal from Kayla Rainey. It's Northwestern opportunity to go quickly on the transition. Lau diving in. Gets one on Madison Layden. Northwestern gets the first bucket of the third quarter.
Yeah, really good job by Carolyn Lau. I mean, after those early turnovers, she's really stepped it up, gotten aggressive, and big 2 points there. Northwestern only down 1.
Pass fed in, but there's Sydney Wood picking up the slack from Veronica Burton as she dives in, sends Madison Layden the wrong way. Can't finish on the layup. Would have been an opportunity for Northwestern to go up for only the second time in this game. As Janae Terry drives out for Layden. Way short. As Kayla Rainey not only kicks the ball, but also plays it over the baseline.
Yeah, they have not scored in a long time now.
Terry trying to go under, and Sydney Wood gets a block to go nicely with her steal. And that shot, too hard from Ava Learn. Another jump ball. This one for the Wildcats.
And here comes that full court press from Purdue. They're bringing it right back, and Northwestern is going to be facing a lot of pressure this half in such a close game.
Coach Gerald's looks more than confused. She looks bedazzled, unable to understand how this Northwestern team has been able to come back. As Sydney Wood goes up and under, but she'll go to the line for 2 and give Northwestern an opportunity to regain the lead. Student from Olney, Maryland, missed the majority of last season due to a leg injury. Her first free throw clanks off the rim. But this season, coming into this game, played over 30 minutes in 13 of 16 games, including in all last 8, as she ties this one up at 30. Something has to change for Purdue. Northwestern 14 points unanswered. Janae Terry had an open look, decides to cut in, trying to go against Rainey, and gets Purdue's first basket in what ended up being a very long time.
Yeah, good job by Janae Terry using some pressure. She had an open look, but she kept driving. And this Purdue team, so good in the paint, and really good job there by Rainey.
Great ball movement from Northwestern, but Jill Brown airballs her 3. And here is Purdue on that transition. Abbey Ellis gets her 3. And she's the first person to make it to double digits. She's got 11.
Yeah, Abbey Ellis, she's had a lot of success today, and good job by Purdue getting back to that fast-paced play. Caught Northwestern a little off guard there, and they weren't able to stop it.
Just like that, 2 quick scores, the lead restored. And Northwestern already struggling. Kaylee Walsh tries to stay in bounds. Caroline Lau has a look. She gets it. Caroline Lau makes her first try of the day. 5 points for the first year. Layden swings for Ellis. Ellis goes along the baseline for Learn. Finds Terry, guarded by Sydney Wood. Does just enough to send that shot off target. Kayla Rainey driving on Abbey Ellis. And a charge called. Kayla Rainey is only averaging 4.9 points this season, and she already has 12. She has gone a perfect 4 for 4 from the floor, 3 for 3 from beyond the arc, and 1 for 1 now from the line.
And Northwestern now up 1. I mean, they were down 14 at one point late in the second. Pretty crazy.
Smith. Terry swung for Ellis. Ellis has found the secret to making these threes. She gets back to back.
Abbey Ellis, I mean, what a shooter. She's just reining it in. Whatever she shoots, it's going in right now. Another big 3 from the guard.
Ellis and Rainey trading points and leads for this team as Kaylee Walsh drives in. Gets her 3rd basket of the day. Purdue goes the other way. Last touch off Abbey Ellis.
And Northwestern will get a chance to get the lead right back.
And for the neutral fan, this game has been nothing short of entertaining. A seesaw of action between 2 teams just trying to get a win. As Purdue goes on the fast break, Abbey Ellis has an opportunity for an easy layup. And she adds to her total 16 now for the senior.
Yeah, good steal there by Janae Terry. She's averaging 2.1 on the season, so absolutely a big defensive presence for the Boilermakers.
Northwestern tries to do it with Jill Brown, but strong legs from Abbey Ellis draws the charge.
Abbey Ellis is doing it on both sides of the floor, Matt. I mean, she's hitting every shot she takes, doing a good job there, drawing the foul from Jillian Brown.
Smith in for Ellis. You see those 3, Smith, Terry, and Ellis, just working around the outside of the 3-point line. Really streaking in terms of shooting. Northwestern, 3 of their last 3. Purdue, 4 of their last 5.
Yeah, good job by Ricky Woltman there, just trying to get the ball. Clearly, you know, she's 6'4". They're trying to get her the ball as much as possible, especially in the paint. That's where she thrives, and you know, she draws the foul there. Good job by Woltman.
Haley Weaver steps on to give Caroline Lau a rest. Jayla Smith finds the ball inside the paint. Janae Terry goes up, and the ball falls through the bucket. Jill Brown cuts across, trying to give Kayla Rainey options. Handed off to Weaver. Wood, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Weaver for Brown. Brown all the way across for Rainey. Sydney Wood fakes, goes under. Can't get it to fall. Jill Brown had the offensive rebound. And able to keep possession of the ball for the Wildcats. Currently with the lead, but the Wildcats refuse to go away as Jill Brown tries to get it going against Janae Terry, but Terry gets called for her 3rd foul of the day.
Yeah, it looked like potentially a travel, and that's what Coach Gerald seems to be arguing against. Not the case, though. They call Janae Terry for the foul.
Might have actually called Madison Layden for a reach in. That's what it goes down in the score sheet. Not quite sure if that's what I would have called, but nonetheless, her second, and a travel called on Haley Weaver.
They just got to do a good job of at least getting up competitive shots on their possessions.
Northwestern with 5 players that have at least 3 turnovers in this game. They've struggled to hold on to the ball, but their shooting has kept them just within arm's reach of Purdue as Abbey Ellis dribbles the ball out of bounds. Northwestern will get to go the other way.
Northwestern looks like they're going to push the pace here.
Rainey hands off for Brown. Walsh lets one fly. Doesn't go. It's Madison Layden yanks down the rebound and draws a foul from Haley Weaver.
Yeah, that shot from Kaylee Walsh, obviously a little contested, but with a player like her, those are the shots you want her taking. You want her being aggressive and not feeling reserved whatsoever from firing it up behind the arc.
Abbey Ellis has been the workhorse of this Purdue team. Has kept their engine going all day long as she gets another look from 3. Ball falls out back to her side, but the rebound from Sydney Wood. Wood finds Weaver. Oh, have mercy, Abbey Ellis. She gets the ball and lets one go. Banked it in. Abbey Ellis, 2 more points.
Yeah, Northwestern once again just getting caught up in transition in the double team and just throwing the ball away. And Abbey Ellis takes advantage. She puts up the 2 points. The Purdue lead now at 6.
Janae Terry has quietly worked her way up to 9 assists in this game. Those 2 have combined in every single quarter as Sydney Wood gets one to fall. The 2 teams just trading baskets. Purdue gets one to go. Northwestern gets one to go. Neither team has been able to extend the lead past 5 in 5 minutes. Madison Layden feeds Ricky Woltman in. Kaylee Walsh does well to get a hand in Woltman's face, but Janae Terry brings it down. Ellis thinks about it, drives in instead. And Kaylee Walsh called for a foul.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Before this game that Purdue was coming into Evanston with a lot of confidence. They've had it, but they've also looked a bit sheepish at times, unable to make a Northwestern team pay for the 22 turnovers that the team in white has committed today.
Yeah, absolutely. They put Northwestern in some tough spots. Obviously, we've seen everything from throwing the ball at the basket to rolling on the ground. But Northwestern, give them credit. They've stayed afloat, and, they're playing pretty well right now.
Petrie keeps control of the ball to find Layden. Smith in the near corner, underneath for Harper. Walsh doing her best to deny, and she does. Rainey in for Mott. And Cassidy Harden too late to deny the junior 2 points.
Yeah, Paige Mott, really good post player, and she's really dominant down low for this Cats team, and good bucket there.
Petrie overshoots. Wood hauls down the rebound. Her 6th of the day, she feeds Mott out wide. Wood finds Walsh. Walsh likes those shots. Can't get it to fall. Mott doing her best.
Really wanted the ball down low when she had Petrie on her. Didn't get it, got the 3 look, but no good from Walsh.
Northwestern with a bit of a 3-quarter press of their own. double teaming Harper underneath and forcing the turnover. Here's Lau on transition. Slows it down for Walsh, kicked out for Wood. Wood has the three. Bricked. And a foul called as Caitlin Harper brought in the rebound on Paige Mott.
Yeah, those are the shots from Sydney Wood that you just have to knock down in a game like this. You're down 6 points, you get a wide open look. You just don't get that many of those opportunities late in a game like this. So that's one she obviously is going to want to have back. Northwestern just got to keep up the defensive pressure, though. That's going to be the key, just limiting the damage Purdue does offensively.
Wildcats 5 for 10 from their first opportunities beyond the arc. Only 1 for 5 since. They need Kayla Rainey. They need Kaylee Walsh to step up and put the ball through the basket. Swung around to Ellis. She can't finish either. Janae Terry with the offensive rebound. Finds Layden. Terry feeds Harden. Back, underneath for Ellis. Kicks out. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Layden lets one go. And Madison Layden able to get that one down for her second three-pointer of the game. Timeout called. Here's Northwestern yet to win a game this season when their opponent scores more than 70 points. Purdue slowly working their way to that faded number. Kaylee Walsh drives in, takes a slip, and a foul called on Caitlin Harper, her fourth.
Yeah, 4 fouls now, and Walsh just trying to drive, get something going for Northwestern. Obviously, I'm sure Coach McEwen is adamant that she gets more shots in the last 6 minutes here. So I would expect to see a lot more Kaylee Walsh than maybe we've seen in the first 35 minutes of this game.
Height for height substitution. Ricky Woltman steps on for Caitlin Harper. Provides just as much body, as much reach as you need in the paint with 2 less fouls. As Abbey Ellis takes a tumble. Janae Terry finds Layden. Caroline Lau's gotten great minutes today, up to 18 in this game for the first year. As Terry lets one go, can't get it, but scoops her up her own rebound. Good feed to Ricky Woltman underneath. Kaylee Walsh can't do anything to stop the senior from getting the basket. Wood lasers one over to Rainey. And the ball's thrown over to Kaylee Walsh as Walsh was pushed in the back by Ricky Woltman.
And that's what Northwestern wants to look, to create opportunities for Kaylee Walsh. And if that means getting fouls, they're going to take that any day of the week. So good job by Walsh, staying true, and ultimately Ricky Woltman gets foul.
Janae Terry, the only other player on the court with 3 fouls, as Sydney Wood goes down. Jillian Brown tries to let one go. Came into this game only shooting 22%. Not someone the Wildcats have traditionally relied on this season, as the last touch comes off of the tandem of her and Walsh.
Just run into each other and ball goes out of bounds.
Quick inbounds pass. Jayla Smith can't get the basket, but called for a foul. Wildcats haven't scored in the last 3 minutes. Slowly but surely letting Purdue walk away with this game as the Boilermakers have extended their lead to 11. But here's a fast break possession. Caroline Lau takes a ride on the slip and slide. Purdue goes the other way, finds Ellis. Harden all the way across for Jayla Smith. Smith from the corner, off the front of the rim, but there's the 6'4" Ricky Woltman when you need her. Harden shot short as well. Woltman tried her best, but couldn't haul in a second rebound. Kayla Rainey goes left and right and draws the foul.
Yeah, Kayla Rainey doing a good job of driving right now.
And the ball, thanks to Kayla Rainey's pressure, Sydney Wood driving in, and a foul called underneath on Abbey Ellis.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen this all day from Sydney Wood. She is very aggressive, just drives straight in, draws foul there. So shoot 2 free throws. Hopefully, we'll look to bring the Cats even closer.
Sydney Wood, 78% free throw shooter, coming into this one. Sinks her first. On the floor for the Wildcats, starters Sydney Wood, Kayla Rainey, Paige Mott, as well as Jill Brown and Caroline Lau. For Purdue, Jayla Smith, Janae Terry, Ricky Woltman, Abbey Ellis, and Madison Layden. Here's Terry. Creeping on the perimeter, finds Layden. Layden looks for one. Can't get it. Kayla Rainey able to pick the ball down for an offensive rebound. Jill Brown goes underneath. Smart feed from Jill Brown, but a better block from Layden. Purdue the other way. Paige Mott doing her best to defend, does really well not to get called for a foul. We're right back and forth to that seesaw. It's Kayla Rainey, pump fake, gets Janae Terry in. Up and under from Kayla Rainey. So close.
Yeah, really quick 30 seconds of play there. Both teams going back and forth, and neither of them could capitalize on any opportunities. But yeah, they're definitely slowing down a little tired after that quick 30 seconds.
Kayla Rainey, career high 14 points today. That layup just her first missed basket in the last 37 minutes as Abbey Ellis makes another run along the baseline. Caroline Lau gets called for her second foul. But someone from the same region of the world as the woman who just made her first free throw. And Purdue 0 for the last 6 from the floor. The Wildcats trying to do their best.
I mean, that is not what you want to see when you are in such a close game.
And you don't want to see a turnover either, but a no-look pass from Abbey Ellis. Looked all the way back to West Lafayette to get the assist and put Purdue up by 12.
Yeah, Abbey Ellis having fun out there right now, smiling, having a really good time, and how can you blame her? She's having one of the better games of her career.
Having an incredible game is Janae Terry, feeds Ava Learn underneath. Somehow, looks like she's able to bring up the rebound, but a jump ball called.
Yeah, Purdue easing up off that full court press. They're going to sit back and just try and avoid any big plays from the Northwestern Wildcats.
That same call happened 20 minutes ago. I'm sure Katie Geralds would have been more angry, but now that Purdue's been able to build their lead back up, a little more subdued reaction as Kaylee Walsh goes underneath for 2.
Yeah, Kaylee Walsh puts that one in. It looked like Janae Terry almost was going to steal it. Kaylee Walsh looked like she thought so. She was surprised to catch the ball, but she puts it in. Now only a 10-point game.
Layden and Woltman connect to get out of Northwestern's press. Purdue doing a great job at moving the ball around as Abbey Ellis finds a bit of space.
Yeah, it looks like Purdue's just trying to slow it down a bit. I mean, there's only 2 minutes left in this one. No rush for them. So they'll just try and slow down this pace and run out the clock.
Weak screen from Woltman, but finds its way back out to Layden. Here is Woltman underneath. Foul on the floor with 3 or more fouls, but also a career high points.
Yeah, she's had a good game. Northwestern, I mean, if they can get that from Kayla Rainey, that would be a huge boost down the stretch for them. So, strong game from her today.
Woltman's second free throw bounces off the front of the rim. Courtney Shaw feeds the ball to Kayla Rainey, but a foul called before she's able to do so. Not a foul. A timeout called by Joe McEwen.
It's down to 11.
Kaylee Walsh, just 10 points after making 9 field goals against Iowa. As Jill Brown cuts underneath, and Janae Terry, a little angry about the healthy slap that she gave Jill Brown underneath. It's Janae Terry's 4th foul. She'll be the second person to go on to that teeter-totter line.
Just such a dynamic player for Purdue.
77% free throw shooter on the season. As Jillian Brown knocks her first one down. The sophomore from Grand Rapids, Michigan, adds a second. Courtney Shaw to defend the inbounds pass, but they find Woltman. And Janae Terry able to find the ball and draw the foul from Jillian Brown. Before today, and Janae Terry to take number 350 and 351. Kaylee Walsh set to check back in as Joe McEwen wants his big players on the court. Janae Terry misses both. 69% free throw shooter. A minute and a half to play as the Wildcats need some points. 9-point lead for the Boilermakers. Jill Brown in the corner. Can't get it to go. Has not been good for her today. 0-4 from beyond the arc.
Yeah, it looks like she just took a little too much time there. She had a wide open look, kind of hesitated for a second, and ultimately a little bit of pressure in her face. No good on the shot.
1 minute to play. Northwestern, if they want to make a run, they have to start fouling. But Purdue has a number of players you don't want to send to the line. But Abbey Ellis doing so well as that ball gets tipped all over the place. And Janae Terry gets another offensive rebound for her 8th of the day. Today ranks 15th in the nation. And her assist-to-turnover ratio at 2.63 today. Just underneath that at 2. But fed a number of Elena Ellis' shots and really put some pressure on Northwestern at the top of the key. ESPN most recently in their transfer rankings, bringing Laisha Petrie up from unranked to number 9 in her impact in the first fourth of the season as Jillian Brown goes 0 for 5. From 3, Sydney Wood tries a floater. Hers is short. And a rebound for Janae Terry, her 9th. Just 1 rebound away from a non-point double-double.
Pretty impressive, Matt. I mean, yeah, there's nothing more I feel like we can say about Janae Terry at this point. She's great.
Ava Ellis will steal the headlines for her 22 points, but Janae Terry has really been the backbone of this team as Abbey Ellis draws another foul, this time called on Jillian Brown.
Ultimately, Purdue is going to pull this one out. And, you know, Northwestern, they got to look to build off this, though, because obviously its season has not gone as planned. Now we're going to be 0-7 in the Big Ten. So we'll see if they can use some of their success from today in their remaining games.
If Northwestern can keep Purdue from scoring anymore, it'll be their first Big Ten opponent that they've held under 70 as Caroline Lau gets an easy basket underneath. Bodes well going forward. But again, Purdue, not one of the apex teams in this conference, just 8th coming into today's action.
Yeah.
And the end date in set for this Purdue run, a home date with rivals Indiana at Mackey Arena. Should be a record turnout for the season from the Boilermaker faithful as Abbey Ellis dribbles out the ball and cements this scoreline into the history books. Purdue able to win their first game in 5 matchups with Northwestern and their first win in this arena since 2019.